Hi, I'm Lucas Lamb. I'm a professional photographer. I shoot a lot of stuff for tactical magazines and companies. I've shot a lot of articles for Guns and Ammo. And my bread and butter was on this is a 5D Mark IV. And then this video is being shot on what I use now, the R5. So obviously, I never am gonna take this out anywhere with me just for fun. It's just massive. So I got an X100V in 2023 and I did enjoy it and I thought it was cool and everything, but the way I was using it was kind of holding me back from using it as much as I wanted to. And some of these accessories that I've just added to this X100VI, I think are gonna make it a lot more usable and just feel better for me. And I wanted to share because I feel like some of these, on some of the other videos I've seen, they didn't have this grip and that kind of thing. So I wanted to share the setup with you guys. The story of getting this was I had the X100V, and when the X100VI came out, I wanted to upgrade, so I put in like a pre-order or something. I sold my X100V immediately because I thought the value of those was going to go way down. Well, that turned out to be a mistake because the values stayed pretty solid because people couldn't get these either. But I ended up selling it for like $1,400, which is what it would go for new. But I had bought that X100V marked up, and guess what? Once again, I couldn't get a hold of one of these new, so I had to get on eBay and pay the marked up price. It kind of sucks to do that, but at the same time, I just really wanted to have one, and it seemed like I was never going to be able to get one just ordering it, waiting for the back orders to fill or whatever. And I kind of figured I might actually, I paid like $2,200 for this thing. I mean, it's kind of crazy to pay that kind of markup. But the auctions were going for close to that, and this one was brand new, not used or anything. So that's kind of the price that they're going for right now. So unfortunately, it is what it is. On this one though, a big improvement that I've made. So what I was doing with my old X100V was I'd put a camera strap, like a little rope strap, and I would be carrying it around all night. And I just hate having it hanging off of me all night. It just kind of, I just hate having stuff hanging off of me anyway. And even though it's pretty light, it just would drive me nuts. This time around, I wanted to try something different, and I hadn't gone down this route before with this grip. But what's great about this grip, look how beautiful that thing is. It's wood. So this grip that I put on here is from WePodo, and I'll have a link for it and all the other accessories I talk about below. It won't change the price you pay, but it'll help me get a couple cents or something from the affiliate links. So this is their red sandalwood version, and I'm really thrilled with it. It was $68, so it's a little more expensive than some of the other grip options that are like all plastic or all metal. But man, I think it looks great and it feels great. And I think that's something that was missing from the X100 series in general, is that whatever this plastic like leather stuff they put on the outside, it really doesn't feel super quality. I guess it's fine, it probably stays good for a while, but it doesn't really feel that great. But this wooden grip feels really good. It's got a little key in the bottom so that you can unscrew it, which seems like kind of unnecessary to me because I kind of keep screwdrivers around for this. But I bet if this thing gets loose or for some reason, it's kind of convenient. So that's kind of cool. It's like magnetized in there. So that has really improved the grip on here. And so now the plan is, instead of this thing being dangling off me all night, or if we're going hiking or whatever we're doing for the day and I want to bring this along, instead of having it just dangling off me, my girlfriend, she doesn't use a purse now, she uses a little backpack, so she's always got a backpack on. So I'm just going to drop this in there, bust it out, and I think it's a fair trade-off, because then she gets to have these awesome photos of her, and I get to have the convenience of, it'll be more likely that this thing actually makes it out with us because of that. So yeah, I had to get back with this. I did so much research trying to find another camera with an on-camera flash that was kind of cool, and I was hoping for something a little smaller than the X100 series, but it was like the Canon G7X, which those are really marked up too, and I'm not really as excited about those anyway. So I just decided to just go back to the X100 series, because it was kind of like basically what I was trying to do was find something that lived up to this, and they're not making any. There's not all these old Fuji cameras that they used to make, like these compact cameras. I don't know why they're just not continuing to make them now that there's this huge demand. You would think they would pick up some of those old styles that were like the more compact version of this. Hopefully they will. Now there's a reason that I picked this particular lens hood, so check this out. Like, if you get the kind that goes out, that like is like the square version, the problems with that is when you're looking through the EVF or the viewfinder, it's going to block some of your view. Okay, so there's one problem. And then even worse though is some of those lens hoods, they block the flash. Part of the reason I like this is for those nighttime like kind of party snapshots. And so I had to kind of keep the flash. This one you'll see in some of my photos, there's still like a little bit of shadow, but it's negligible, and you could easily crop it out if you decided to, if it was bugging you. So that's just something to keep in mind. But the Heyogi, or however you say it, their lens hoods are really nice, and I think the prices are fair. And I mean, the finish and everything looks nice, and it lets you keep a filter in there. So when you screw on this lens hood, now you can actually put a black Pro Mist filter in there. And you'll notice on my pictures, it's like I go pretty heavy on the black Pro Mist, and the reason is I like the dreamy look. I'm not looking for this digital sharp look. It's just not my style for this type of photography. When I'm shooting product photos and I'm shooting professional stuff, I'm like shooting at like f/22 most of the time. Everything's got to be in focus. I'm using a black diffusion filter from K&F. I'll put a link to that if it's still available. If not, I'll put like whatever the comparable one is. So you can go a quarter if you just want a touch of that halation look or that foggy look around the lights. You can go with a quarter and it still looks pretty good. I wanted to go a little heavy with it, so I went with a half black diffusion. It's kind of like a black Pro Mist, same thing. And it just adds such a vibe to photos without really having to try too hard. So there's a new film simulation on here. There's a couple new film simulations, but the one that I really have gravitated to is Nostalgic Negative. And it's closer to the type of simulations that I have been plugging in myself. And so that's been kind of nice to just have one that I can just go to and not have to, messing with the film simulations is like, I don't know, it's nice to just have one that works. So much more secure, and now I can literally hold it like this. Oh, and let me mention one last thing, the thumb grip. So you got a couple different options for thumb grips, and I'll put them all below. The one I went with was the small rig, and I didn't love that it says small rig on there like that. I kind of wish that was more subtle and a little cleaner look, and it's got like some like sound wave design on the top. I'm not thrilled with that, but I feel like small rig makes nice stuff, so I kind of just went with them, and it was like $16 or something. It was pretty cheap, so I'll have links for those too if you're looking at thumb grips. There's one that flips out by Lensmate that's pretty expensive, but it's kind of cool. And then there's also some by Heyogi if you don't want any logos on yours. The Heyogi or whatever you call that same brand makes a thumb grip, and it looks pretty nice, so I'll put that below as well. But anyway, yeah, so check out some of the photos. I haven't got to shoot on this one as much. A lot of the photos I'll share are from the X100V. The reason that I went crazy and had to go get this is because after all this searching trying to find a replacement for that, I go back and look at those photos and I'm like, whoa, they really are special, and they really make the moments look dreamy and like these cool memories. And I just wasn't able to get that with whatever else I was doing. So I also just got this Contax TVS, and I thought this was going to be the going out camera, and I took it out a little bit. It's a little precious to me though. This is titanium and really nice. I got it from Japan. If you're interested in that, leave me a comment, and then maybe I'll make that video as well. So thanks for watching. I'm gonna keep making more camera gear, maybe retro gear. Like, I've got this Pioneer setup behind me, and I just want to share some of my journey with coming up with some of this gear stuff, because I love nerding out on gear. So if you're interested in that kind of thing, subscribe, and leave me some comments below about what your setup is, like what lens hood you use, or if there's something on here you think I'm missing. And thanks for watching. See you at the next shoot.